Should be streaming.
Where's the chat going to show up? StreamYard.com.
There we go.
All right.
Pop out chat. OBS.
OBS, like a real gamer.
Turn down so we can see people. See. One viewer.
All right. One viewer.
Fun, fun, fun. Can y'all hear me?
Gonna assume they can.
Move that over here. 3 concurrent viewers.
What's up?
Wait for some people to get in here, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of it.
I just had some potatoes. Potatoes, lentils, and rice. That was dinner.
Oh, I don't know what the hell just happened, but
Your
can you hear us? PJ. Chad's here too. Audio's good. So I know Chad said audio's good, so we're good. All right, so in case you don't know who this is, let me pull up live. So if you don't know who this is, because he's never been on the channel before, this is Eric. This is the Eric that works at the shop.
Not the other one.
Not Erico.
No.
He's much better looking than Erico. So thought we'd do a live stream. He wanted to be on a kind of podcast kind of thing. So
Love a podcast.
he's more podcast than I am. I watch YouTube.
That's what my headphones are doing all day long, pretty much.
Corey, good to see you. Good to hear from you. Anyway. Oh, so figured we'd first off I'd go tell a story because I always get asked about why guys from the shop aren't on camera. Most of them don't want to be on camera. No, that's not the Eric that I wanted fired. That was Greg. Greg got fired. No, I don't. He works next to me. I like him. But quick story. I was at the gender reveal party for Bam Bam and his wife. They were revealing they were having a boy. I got asked by his mother-in-law why Bam Bam wouldn't be on camera on the channel. He doesn't want to be on camera. People don't want to be on camera. I can't make them, and I'm not going to make them. Eric wants to be on camera, so he's going to be on camera. So why don't you tell people about yourself, Eric?
What's up, people? Been working with Michael for, year and a half?
Yeah, about that.
So, yeah. Been a tech for 20, 21, 20, I don't know how long, 20 plus years. Worked on mainly European, was a Land Rover master, worked on Hondas, Subarus, Saab. Yeah, Saab. Unfortunately, I'm the Saab guy. I can be good and bad, but, it's a lot of fun. It's a good place to work.
Chad, he knows enough not to say, blue things on camera.
Yes. Bam Bam does not have that filtered.
Yeah, no. Yes. Coke Zero, not a sponsor.
Should be. That's what's in here.
Scandinavian Auto I have. Skyloft, I'm sorry you work on Saabs all the time. I would not want to. Especially nowadays because parts are so hard to get.
Real masochist.
Who wouldn't want to be a YouTube star? Lots of people. Lots of people just are not comfortable with that kind of attention.
I wouldn't want to do the editing. I couldn't do that. I'll do this. This is fine.
Editing can be rather tedious. Just did an engine on a 9.3.
Oh, yeah. Which generation? The 9400 or the earlier one? Because I used to pop those engines out all the time.
Why is that most texts look like they are old enough to be my father? Bill Beckett, because chances are we are.
Yeah.
We are the old guys in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Other than us, I think Craig is high 30s.
Yeah.
Everybody else is in their 20s, 30s at the most. So
99.
Oof. Well, yeah, I mean, that and my kids.
Time.
Yeah, automatic transmissions tend to be. Daryl, well, I'm glad I could help. I mean, that's kind of why I started the channel, to help people. Awesome. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Furs, but awesome that you're going to be a senior tech for Lexus.
Cool. Congratulations.
You guys are like the shake and bake squad.
All right. Thanks. Maybe.
So I guess since I've been pulling my hair out, might as well talk about the BMW that's behind the camera. It's 1234YF, which sucks. And right now I'm the only one in the shop that's allowed to touch the machine because, well, $600 a container. When are we going to see the flat rate versus South Main skills competition? The internet would implode. Oh, Eric O will always beat me in commentary, no matter what. So, stupid. Eric did a bunch of cooling system stuff on it.
Had a big leak.
Bad big leak. Vacuum filled the main cooling system and had a poor AC performance. So I got it. Long rigmarole. Basically, the secondary cooling system had air in it and caused it to have poor AC performance. Basically, the AC compressor would go to 450 psi and shut off. So it's been kicking my butt trying to figure out why it was doing that. Had the whole system apart. It just sucked.
We don't see any.
No, we don't see any. We're 2006 and newer. Anything older than that gets kicked out. We don't have parking to have cars on the lot for months trying to get parts. We just don't. Trust me, literally daily, it is a chore just finding a parking spot to park a finished or an unfinished car.
We have 2 porters, and they're busy all the time doing that sort of
We
stuff.
have 2 porters. Yeah, 2 porters. So,
about this BMW though,
yeah.
I think one of the things that's really opened my eyes was the design of the condenser.
yeah, I'm gonna go grab it.
Now, this thing's crazy. If you've not seen it before, you need to see it because this is unusual, and you may think it's not a condenser. Hell, I didn't think it was a condenser. You got to check this thing out.
All right. BMW late model. This looks like an oil cooler, right? No, this would be the condenser. There's the dryer in it, and it has coolant ports, and it is a condenser. There is no other condenser in the system. This is it. It is a water to, refrigerant condenser. You get it out of here, so.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
I would have never known.
Yeah, no.
Learned something.
And all data sucked.
Yes.
Did not show that as a condenser at all. I mean, it showed a regular condenser in the service information, and Chad, we are using CO2 and Bernie's leak detection fluid. It seems to be working well, relatively well. With the CO2, you can also add dye. Seems to be working for us. I found this is the 4th car I've worked on for 1234YF. Yes, water-cooled condenser. And the ones on the buses are a lot bigger. Really, that technology has come from buses?
Bus motor works. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
BMW.
Yeah. Political Potato, what's going on? Trying to keep an eye on the chat. Just did a power steering pump on a 2009 2.8 Saab. Only one we could find was an Arroyo 500 plus. Ouch. My thoughts on EV vehicles. We'll get Eric's thoughts on them. They break a lot. Not counting Tesla's quality issues, they break a lot. Batteries need to be replaced. I think it's going to change the industry. You're not going to have the super low-end guys just doing oil changes, but you're going to see continued work. I mean, it's just going to be continued work. So, Eric, what are your thoughts?
So, my thoughts, yeah, I agree with you a lot. But my wife just went to Arizona, Scottsdale, to see her sister, came back. She drove in a self-driving car, a Waymo. The scariest thing about it to me was it was a Chrysler Pacifica. But the thing, it opened my mind, and I was thinking, one of these days, they're going to have self-driving cars. The electric cars are going to be self-driving. They're going to have self-driving tow trucks. They're going to have tow trucks that take all the cars to like a central repository where they're all fixed. Dealerships that have to be in like specific suburbs aren't going to have to be there. Eventually everything will filter down to like a more of an industrial sort of scale repair. And maybe we won't even own cars, but as far as like the transition period we have now, probably the next 20, 30 years, yeah, a lot of people are going to struggle to build these electric vehicles just like they struggle to build gas and diesel vehicles like they do now. I mean, Chrysler will eventually make an electric car and it's going to be a piece of junk, I mean, that's what we're going to get in the next 20 years, but in 30 or 40 years, maybe the self-driving tow truck will come and pick your Chrysler off the road and take it to the central repository in the middle of town, and 500 guys that work there are going to fix the thing. So, who knows?
Cole's in the chat.
What's up, Cole?
Sam, Sem, that sucks that a fuse didn't blow and caught the car on fire. I've only seen that a couple times. But yeah, that's scary because unfortunately it can get really ugly. Lower maintenance, higher repair costs. Yep, exactly, Corey. Fun time, I bet on a bunch of 90s BMWs. Later, bus jockey. We actually do, Jason, we do see a lot of Mazdas. In fact, you worked on one today.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Needed an AC compressor. They didn't buy it, but it needed an AC compressor. Tech 2.
But we do see actually good buy. How often do I use a Tech 2? He actually uses it more than I do because we have the Saab card.
I love the Tech 2. I think that was a completely underrated scan tool right there. And if somebody really wanted to copy a good scan tool, they would like emulate a Tech 2 because it was like really great user-friendly functions and simple but powerful.
Oh God, yeah. Still incredibly useful on later model
Yeah.
GMs. It's up to a point, obviously.
Yeah.
Aaron's in the chat too.
Aaron and I went fishing last Friday. We both caught fish. That was fun.
Brian, when guys borrow tools and doesn't tell you when he does it, they all do that. I don't care. Now, obviously, I'm in a different situation than other people. At other shops, I've cussed people out because they will literally go into my roll cart, grab tools I'm using, and then walk away with them. And then you're like, what happened to all these tools? But everybody just, I don't worry about people borrowing my tools here. You know, they'll bring them back, and they've come back and go, I broke this. And the other day, Billy came back with my slide hammer, and he's like, I just stripped this out. And I'm like, oh, it was already messed up. But we don't have a Cornwall dealer, so.
We did get a new Snap-on dealer.
We
Have
did
you
get a
covered that?
Snap-on deal. Yes, so
Finally. You've not run them off yet.
I didn't run off the other Snap-on dealer. He decided.
He made his own choices in life, right?
Asking about a BMW approved battery maintainer. The one from Chlor, I've heard good things about. I don't personally own it. 57 Chevy Bel Airs to electric. They actually already have done that. There's hobbyists that are now converting various cars to electric. Well, Wheeler Dealers did a couple on their show on Discovery.
My buddy had an XKE. Well, his dad had an XKE, and we were going to convert it to electric. That project never got off the ground. Of course, it was like 1998, so the technology wasn't exactly right there. No whiskey, no cigar.
No whiskey,
Sometimes.
no cigar. I got to drive home, so no whiskey. And we're inside the shop, and I'm sitting right next to a guy that doesn't smoke, so not that guy. Not that guy. Yeah. Bill, how is the lower shop working out? Working out great. There's been, I think, one issue, and that was when they were driving down, they scuffed some body work going down, which any one of us could have done that just going down to do an alignment. Other than that, they're turning and burning downstairs. What's up, Scott? I got to do a starter on a North Star. Oh, God. It's actually not that bad on the only problem with North Star is the starter isn't bad. It's the rest of the engine that sucks.
Having to drive the car in. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, you have an 906, right?
Maybe. Let me
Yeah.
go check.
I think Eric has a 906. Shut up, Aaron. Aaron said, "Can we see an arm wrestle between you two?"
No.
Yeah, see, Chad, who's a mad scientist of mad scientists, converted a 87 VW Vanagon to electricity
Nice.
in 2008.
That's really cool. I have the MK808 BT Bluetooth. It's pretty good. Screen gets scratched up. If you get one of these, get a screen protector. That's my advice.
Brian asks, hey guys, when I had a dealer replace my alternator, the tech left a box wrench inside my skid plate. Has something like that ever happened? How many tools have you found inside a car?
I have a 27 millimeter snap-on socket that I found inside of a Saab in like 2003. Still use it. It's a great socket.
I got a 14 millimeter wrench that was wedged on a frame rail on the bolt for the cross member. I've found other text tools from this shop. I've found all sorts of stuff. I mean, it just, most times it's usually cheap Chinese stuff, but
Sometimes it's good.
yeah.
It's what I call bonus tools.
Yes.
Bonus tools.
Luke Stone, he's visiting the Matco truck for the first time. Any tips on not getting it in over my head?
Don't give him your personal information.
Yeah. Don't buy more than you can afford to pay. It comes down to that. It's just you can't. It's not a free check. You got to pay it back. You got to pay it back in 10 weeks if you're doing it on the truck, and you got to pay it back. So it's not something you need to. Yeah, we know, Corey, you're the baller. He's got a IM 508, the key one, and the
nice, big dog.
He's a mobile programmer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's tools of the trade.
Yeah.
I just need to clear codes.
Yeah. He's forgot it, twice? The dongle?
Oh yeah, twice. Customers, though, our customers are usually really cool.
Cole says, next week invite Scotty Kilmer.
Oh, yeah.
Crackhead? No.
Hey, guys. It's Scotty.
Rev up your engine!
I'm going to tell you 5 reasons your BMW's crap.
Oh, we can make fun of him all night.
He sort of does it to himself.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's like a meme that has embraced the fact that he's a meme.
Greg asks, do you think Snap-on crow's feet are a must-have?
I use the captured ones, not just like the. I use the line wrench style ones. I think those are pretty essential. I've had some. I've not had a complete set, but I've had like the main metric sizes since I've started.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those tools you don't need often, but when you need it, you really need it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have a whole lot of tools. I mean, Michael can tell you, like, I'm the tool minimalist, I guess.
Oh yeah. But he gets the job done. I mean, every now and then, like, I can't complain about him because he probably borrows less tools than most of the other guys in the shop. Like, he has like everything he needs to do what he does, except that like one weird tool.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes people actually borrow tools from me too.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like a steering wheel holder.
Yeah. Well, my steering wheel holder is downstairs on the alignment rack.
Mine's a lot closer. It's not a problem.
Temp gun, I would just get a, cheap one here or there. I mean, no sense in spending the money on the Milwaukee for a temp gun. I mean, I've had a Blue Point temp gun I probably bought for $50 on the truck, and I've had it for 15 years. I don't even use it anymore, and it still works.
Mine's at home. I use it to measure the oven.
Hugh Jack asks, which battery maintainer do I use when I'm programming coding BMW European vehicles? That would be the Snap-on. I own it, so that's what I use. Oh, I'm not going to read that whole Scotty Kilmer, but, he's for entertainment purposes only.
He gets clicks.
Yeah.
He does a great job at that.
Yeah, Scotty, I mean, that's fine. I mean, he like I said, he doesn't actually reach in my box much. That sounds so wrong, but
let's not touch that. Let's not touch that.
But because he has the stuff he does most, he has it. So, but I like tools, so I buy tools. He likes other things like Bitcoin, so
I like fishing tackle and motorcycles.
What decade of vehicles are the worst to work on and the best to work on?
I think the 90s were probably the worst.
Late 80s, early 90s, emissions carburetors.
Yeah. The easiest to work on? I mean, the less complicated something is, the better it is to work on. So I would say 60s probably are the easiest to work on, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on 60s cars that we don't do anymore. Like, but as far as diagnostics, anything OBD2 is like, OBD2 is just the best.
Should do a podcast with Erico. You guys are my favorite auto YouTubers.
Well, I'm Eric
Hey, Val! The Snap-on guy came in, hawking air tools.
Oh, nice.
Good luck with that. Yeah, Todd, that's pretty much how it works with borrowing tools. You break it, you lose it, you buy it. Eduardo, what's up? Houston, Texas. My wife's
Houston.
actually in San Antonio right now, along with my kids.
I worked in a Mercedes-Benz dealer in Houston. Yeah, North Houston.
Hot. Daniel Diagnostics, what's up? Daniel, this is Eric that works at the shop with me, not
up,
the
Daniel?
famous Erico. Obviously,
Famous.
Eric, works for me.
Infamous.
Yeah. So, how many do we have in the... Bubba, thanks.
DFW.
Yeah, do we see French cars in the shop like Peugeot and Renault?
We had a Citroen DS the other day. Just kidding, no.
No, the closest we see is Nissan, which is, now owned by Renault.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten mad enough at a car or truck to shove it off the lift?
Eric, no.
This is Eric. No. Good one, Chad. What's up, Steven?
Aaron.
Aaron, who's your favorite F1 team?
This season, of all time, probably Ferrari. This season, though, Red Bull. Definitely.
Do you want to field this one as the owner of a shop, a tech also?
I mean, he's an engineer, so aren't all engineers techs, sort of? I mean, he has a mechanical aptitude.
Yeah.
I would say that, yeah. But as far as like investing his time and parts of his life into being a technician, no.
No, yeah, he's an engineer. He worked for Ford, Volvo, blow molded plastic manufacturers.
Was he the blower?
No, he was the crusher. He got his hand crushed by one machine. And he was at work the next day.
Northern Ireland.
Oh, I was supposed to go to Northern Ireland this year, but no, COVID. How many appointments this time of year? We normally take about 30 appointments a day.
I'd like to go fishing in Northern Ireland.
I just like to go back to the UK, as I wear my Log of Olin hat from Scotland. He fishes. What else you do?
Pretty much fish. Yeah.
I smoke cigars, drink whiskey, edit YouTube videos, and play video games.
I play video games sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What car model seems to have the most gremlins, and you could not make heads or tails of it?
Which Fiat? Which Fiat do you want to say?
Yeah. I can't think of anything right now, but we've had a few. Ever get stuck out on a test drive? Yes.
I think we all have
Yeah.
at one point or another.
And usually when you forget your phone.
You could be walking back.
Actually, Daniel, not too long ago, actually car stalled out on his test drive, and we had to tow it back.
Because the big backup. I like Diablo 3 in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, see, I'm Rainbow Six Siege. I don't have that much time to play, so it's probably the only game I regularly play.
My daughter plays that. I hear her swearing in her room all the time.
Oh, you hear me swearing too.
Warped rotors.
Probably the Chinese EM rotors that were on it. Usually is what causes either that or not cleaning the hub surface and you bent it when you were applying the
uneven wheel torque.
Yeah. Do you keep your personal vehicles maintained?
Yes, more or less. I was just working on my wife's car yesterday morning, doing the DSG service and stuff on it. I have a Ford Ranger that decided to potentially breathe its last breath on a trip about 100 miles away. So I'll be working on that soon. And my WRX, despite the body damage, is mechanically pristine.
It doesn't even mark its own spot.
No, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I keep all my vehicles pretty good shape. I mean, my truck might need a few things here or there, but nothing super pressing. Oh, yeah, no, the classic, it takes 20 minutes on a test drive, and then bring it with an empty gas tank.
Mm-hmm. Empty gas tanks. There's a car right there with an empty gas tank that needs to test drive. Needs a test drive. Empty gas tank. Logic, people. 2002.
What's the longest either of you have ever owned a vehicle? Six years?
I have a Geo Tracker that I've had since 2004. Still, yeah.
What year is the WRX?
2002. 2 liters. 2 liters are the best WRXs.
He works on a Porsche every now and then.
Who has the coolest car in the shop? I think Brett's Carrera is probably the coolest car.
Probably.
Yeah.
Close second is Forey's Cobra.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And personally, I prefer the Cobra over the Porsche, but, just me. But, third is Aaron's Element.
Uh-huh. Oh, man. Don't get me started on how great the Honda Element is.
He actually does like that.
I love it. I love it because you can lay down in the thing and take a nap. And at my age, taking the nap is essential.
Yeah, but Chad, you're weird. I mean, you have a, junk piled up for years. What's up, James from Maryland? I appreciate it. Are you guys twins? No, we're not even related.
I mean, maybe. But I don't think so.
What's up, Alexi, sorry.
Recalling elements for floors rusting out. That's crazy.
I mean, Toyota's breaking half from rust, so.
Yeah, the frames on at least the American, maybe the Hiluxes are different. Maybe those are a little bit better. I don't know. I don't think the Japanese really got rust proofing right back in the late 70s and 80s, even on up into maybe the early 90s. I know Nissan never figured it out with their exhausts.
No.
The Nissan exhaust, I mean, brand new, probably rusted out.
Oh, worst Chrysler products? I mean,
we don't get a whole lot of rust here. We don't like seeing cars from like Illinois or someplace where they salt the roads and people don't spray them off.
Yeah.
I know in Pennsylvania, I lived there for a while. It was a pretty big deal.
I don't have any information on Porsche tools, the scan tools.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't work on Porsche.
Yeah,
so.
we don't. I mean, I service Forey's car, but that's the only Porsche I work on. Stupidest customer complaint. Where do you start?
While you're doing that, I will tell you I've worked on cars from Alaska and Hawaii. Here in Georgia.
Nice.
Had to recharge a car from Alaska because it was never charged from the factory because it freezes up in Alaska. I like my Matco guy, as evidenced by the Snap-on or Matco. I like my Snap-on guy. I haven't known the new Snap-on guy long enough to know whether or not I like it.
I really like Snap-on.
I like their tools. What's the stupidest customer complaint you've ever gotten? Well, let's see. Rattle from trunk. Pop the trunk and it's full of glasses. Like boxes and boxes of glasses. That was their complaint.
I had one that was odor from vehicle, and the person was a hoarder, so there was like no place to sit in this thing except for like the place where your butt went and the place where your feet and your hands went. We were like, no, sorry, service advisor, we're not going to look at this.
Brian McFarland asks, what is a good mileage for doing a tire rotation? Either every oil change or every other oil change. So 6,000 to 12,000 miles, depending on how you drive.
I usually do it by measuring with a tread depth gauge across the tire in 3 places. Just sort of try to keep it even.
Pete asks, what's easier to work on, Silverados or F-150s?
Depends, right?
I prefer I prefer Silverados because the Eco turbocharged sucks to work on. So, how the heck did it get from Hawaii? Well, it was boated over and then driven from California to Georgia. They were moving from Hawaii.
They didn't put it on a raft?
Did the Snap-on lady trainer ever come back to the shop? No, she has not. Billy's in the chat too.
Billy! Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
We've had our Matco guy for, well, his entire career as a Matco dealer, so, which is several years now. What's up, Daryl? Yeah, as Practical Mechanic said, you can, Army Station in Hawaii, you can transport one vehicle when you get stationed there or one when you get back.
I think the thing to do is to get a box truck that you can fit a small car into. That way you can cheat the system.
Decomposing sandwich under the passenger seat. Nice. Unfortunately, I have found that kind of stuff too. I've never had a complaint of it, but I have had to go under seats and then, yeah, what the heck?
Animals, snake skins.
Billy is the man.
That's right. Billy got his arms dirty today.
Yeah, he did.
He got so dirty.
Yeah.
I'll never see Billy
He
dirty.
had like tattoo sleeves going all the way up to.
But of grease.
Yeah.
So, like, tattoo artist, give me that grease.
Oh, what's the name of the Chevy pickup that you had to remove the bearings from to do the front brakes? That is the Colorado.
Oh, I actually run into this with the mice. What is it? Peppermint oil, soaked peppermint oil in like cotton balls. Yeah, I have that problem up at my place in up North Georgia.
Asking about mice and vehicles and that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
let's see. What's your experience with lifted vehicles? They suck.
We should charge extra.
We should. We're really about the only ones that we'll work on is Jeeps, but they wear the snot out of everything. Baby bottle, that is tame. I've pulled much, much, much worse feminine hygiene products,
Full diapers.
prophylactics,
Oh God.
used, by the way, diapers, used,
How'd you know they were used?
marital aids. Well, let's just say lubrication that is for the personal use that was, stained with stuff. So, yeah. What's up,
Good
one-legged
stuff.
Honda mechanic? Saw you on Facebook earlier today. I was going to say hi, but I forgot to. He lives here in Georgia, too, by the way.
Ooh.
He has a YouTube channel, so go check him out.
Yeah. Lexus LX 570.
Daryl, you can't say that kind of stuff in chat. I got to hide it, but I'm not going to kick you off. Did the gas pipeline affect us? Oh, yeah. Literally, there was almost no gas to be found in the metro Atlanta area.
I was off those days.
Yeah, he was. But I had to, I lucked out and was able to get gas before the next week. My wife had to, rush over to a gas station that had gas to get it because she needed gas, not because she was trying to top off or buy extra or anything like that.
Likely story.
No. No, my wife's gas tank's almost always empty. I fill up every Sunday, so I have gas, but she, but yeah, it was horrible. And then I had a Camry earlier get towed in Friday that had diesel put in it. What's your opinion on the old square bodies, 73 to 97 to 87 Chevy trucks?
They look cool.
I love old square
Yeah.
bodies.
Yeah.
They are the most uncomfortable vehicles to actually drive because even for me, it's like, I'm like, the steering wheel's right here, but I love them.
Yeah, they look really cool.
My favorite is David Freiberger's slammed, I can't remember the name of it, but it's got a LS in it and 5-inch exhaust on it. Love that truck.
Dude, my favorite was Colt Seavers on the Fall Guy. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that one?
Oh, yeah.
It was like in the credits. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a truck right there. Driving through Colorado or wherever they were.
Glenn, I got cigars right there, but I'm sitting next to a guy that doesn't smoke cigars, so.
Sorry, guys.
Do you still represent yourself as a Navy SEAL? I've never represented myself as anything in the military. I've never said I was in the military, never have claimed to be in the
It was
military.
Delta Force, actually. Get it right.
So I don't know where that came from because I've never said I was in the military of any kind. I mean, my dad was a Marine. I have utmost respect for, people that put their lives on the line for this country that I love, but I never have tried. Oh, the feedback carbs suck. They just sucked.
It was an unfortunate era.
Yeah.
Tech shortage.
Are you going to make videos if ever you retire? I don't know. We'll see when that happens. Are you guys seeing a tech shortage? There's always been a good tech shortage. That's one of the biggest
That's
things.
what
is
I was gonna
you
say.
can find bodies to
Yeah.
fix cars.
Yeah.
Good techs are always going to be hard to find.
Yeah. And if you want a good team, you have to have the right personalities. You have to have the right type of person,
Yeah.
which I think is what the owner here really succeeds at.
Yeah, we do our best to, when it comes to like Aaron, Cole, we hire them based on their aptitude and their personality, I could teach them how to fix cars. I can't teach them to be good people. And that's one of the most important things about who we hire here is they have to be good people that can get along with the rest of the guys. I don't think I've ever had an apprentice that thought they knew more than I did. I've had some people that thought they knew. I've had some people that thought they knew more than I did, but not young kids. How do you know your worth as an automotive technician so you don't get lowballed on pay? That is an extremely difficult thing. The best way to determine it, I'll let Eric voice his opinion as well, is what will the market pay for you? Go through the process, figure out what this shop's going to offer you based on how you interview. That's what the market is willing to pay you. Now, what you're worth is going to vary based on how you work and how good you are at your job. So a shop you're working at, one of two things might be wanting to pay you more than you're kind of sort of worth, or less than you're worth because they want to save money.
I think it's really hard to find out.
Yeah.
But one thing you can do, and this is something that I've done before, is go to a shop that you're not interested in working at. You know, like go to a Mercedes-Benz dealer, a BMW dealer, or a nice-looking independent that's nice, but, you know, it's outside the area or whatever. And go to the shop and ask to speak to their shop foreman or one of their senior techs. Usually, I mean, if you ask, you know, what are they going to do? Say no? And usually you can do that and say, hey, you know, tell them your situation. Be brief, obviously. Respect their time. But say, hey, what should shops be paying around in this area? Because I'm not sure. I think that's probably the best thing to do in that situation. And it's probably if I was in that situation, what I'd be doing. But I'm not. I'm happy here.
What's up, Kurt? Somebody was asking, I forgot what the heck they were saying. God damn it. Ratchet straps essential, underutilized tools. What was the comment was? Yes, they are underutilized, but I think everybody here has a set on their roll cart.
Mm-hmm. Or in their truck.
I have one in this roll cart that we're on. I've never bubble balanced a tire in my life. I don't know, have you ever used a bubble balancer?
No, but I'd like to have one just to try it out, you know.
Diane Ordonez, I know I'm butchering that. Good age to retire or become shop manager owner. Good age to retire is when you can afford to live the rest of your life in the manner in which you expect. That's basically the best time to retire is when you can. As long as you have stuff to do.
Yeah, you gotta keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that could retire, but you know, choose to keep working because, like, even when you're retired, you have to have something to do, or you're gonna go crazy and you're gonna die because you go crazy. Because what are you gonna do? You have to occupy your time with something. And if you love fixing cars, stay a tech. Maybe you won't be as efficient or won't be able to recover the way that somebody is 20 or 30 could. But if it still moves you and you still love it, keep doing it. You know, obviously don't like work yourself into ill health. You know, trying to keep up with everybody. Know your limitations, but I don't know. I mean, we're guys in our 40s and we're still going, and I don't see a time unless, you know, I get crippled in my back or my legs or my arms, I'm gonna quit. You know, it's just what I like doing. You know, it's something to do.
Brian asked if recommend gas treatments, fuel injection cleaners. I recommend top tier gas first off. They already have those detergents in them. But if you are trying to solve a problem or deal with a vehicle that already has issues, Chevron Techron. Most of the fuel treatments you're going to buy is Chevron Techron in various concentrations. They buy a lot of it from Techron.
I like the liquid moly stuff personally.
Yeah.
The low priced one that's like $10 or whatever. It's not too bad, but I mean it's a preventative thing. It's not gonna solve a problem, I don't think.
Richard Cheney asked, this might not be a good question, but in this day and age, is it a good idea to open a shop independently because I might have the opportunity in the next year? I don't know if next year is going to be the ideal time. Economy, stuff, but there's still a viable business model out there. I would recommend you probably try to specialize a good bit. It limits your options on the cars you work on, but on the other side of it, you can be really good at working on, whatever that genre is.
Mm-hmm.
Watch West Work is saying most mechanics I know have a retirement plan involving a shovel and a hole behind the shop. I mean, that's probably my retirement plan, but that's not the only option.
Sometimes when I'm fishing, I think maybe I could just fish for the rest of my life, but I know I'd get bored of it.
Advice, Jason asked, advice we're getting in the automotive industry coming from industrial maintenance. Try to get a job. Mechanically, you'll be pretty much there. You're just going to need to learn the skills of the automotive side of it.
There's a ton of YouTube videos. I know a guy with a channel that can help you out, too. That's how I do it. I'd watch so many videos.
Bush BQ Bill, BG44K
It's quality
is
stuff.
concentrated Chevron Techron.
Really?
They buy it from Chevron Techron, yeah. Little history on me. I used to work for a company called Motorvac Technologies. One of my customers is here in Atlanta, and they are a chemical manufacturer. They have paid to have BG's chemicals chemically analyzed, and yeah, that's what BG44K is.
Huh.
It is Chevron Techron, high concentration. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad product. I'm saying it's a high concentration, so it is a very good product, and kerosene. That's what BG44K is. Chad, yeah, I mean, it can be. I think you're Chad, I would tell you, man. I mean, we're at a steady pace with our guys, so we're not killing them. But
you gotta respect what they're capable of and let them sort of dictate the pace of how cars come in, or they're just gonna burn out and go away, and you can't have that. That's not a way to have them live their lives.
Brian, do you guys ever have a car come in the shop that was later discovered to be stolen? Well, we had a rental car that was totaled by a customer that was driving it drunk and
Nice.
wasn't their rental. And the rental company came and got it, but technically not stolen. Wes, I would agree with that. You will see some culture shock. It'll be very different, but I mean, bolts are bolts. Kurt, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. He's a shop owner in Houston.
Oh, cool.
Jason asked about, we covered that earlier, but I'll just say it's going to change the industry. More repair work, less maintenance. So it's going to change, but we'll still be here. Thoughts on using a dispatcher? I am the dispatcher. I dispatch all the work up here in the upper shop. My problem with in most dispatch positions is it's rarely somebody that understands cars. It's usually some, it's usually some person sitting at a desk and going, "Oh, here you go, here you go, here you go." What's your thoughts on dispatching?
I did dispatching for a while at other places, and it's nice to have somebody that understands cars and what they're capable of, and it sort of teaches you about the guys that are working there, what they're capable of and what they're willing to do with the specific cars. But there's only really a couple ways you can go about it. You have a dispatcher, or you have service advisors that do simple dispatch to small teams, and both systems can work. I don't see any reason that they can't. But I think that the problem with the dispatcher is it's absolutely critical that you have somebody that's fair and that understands.
Yeah. Glenn, you got a Corvette. You can afford new tools. Mike, yes, somebody other than Josh. As I explained earlier in the video, most of the guys don't want to be on camera. I mean, it's Eric's here because he decided he wanted to do this, so here he is. I'm more than happy to film anybody talk to any of the guys. It's just whether or not they want to be on camera.
I've never seen a 2.8 timing chains go off on their own. Usually there's some sort of interference causing that.
Red White North says he does a lot of maintenance work. Cool.
Right on.
What is the importance of creative writing to the service writer? I don't do creative writing. You need to tell a story. That's the big thing, is you need to let them get the information that they can do to tell the customer. Most service writers are salesmen. So the better story you tell, the better story they can tell the customer. And hopefully it's an honest story.
You have to be honest with customers. That's number one. That's key. You have to be honest. Warranty, like if you're working for a manufacturer's warranty, I don't know, sometimes the service advisors will assist you in wording things the way they need to be worded so things can be covered under warranty. Because a lot of times getting the right thing for the customer is not as easy as just telling the truth. And unfortunately that's the way it is.
So Aaron has volunteered to be on camera next time.
Right on.
That is him in the chat. So I got proof. Like I said, I have no problem, any of the guys in the shop want to come on camera, I will do that. Brian, we don't actually talk to the customers for the most part. We have service guys up front, service writers up front to deal with the customers. They can explain all that stuff. We're here to fix cars, and their job is to keep, mouse like this away from the customers. I mean, you really, I can talk to customers, but if I've got, cars stacking up, I got to dispatch cars. I don't have time to tell you, I tested this circuit, I tested that circuit, found there was a break in this wire, soldered it back together, and test drove your car, made sure everything was good, and everything's good, so here's your keys. Now get the fuck away from it. Sorry, I didn't say that on...
Get the frig away from me, you knucklehead.
What made me think to yourself, I'm going to start a YouTube channel? I've always kind of been the dad in the shop. I've always been trying, helping the younger guys. And I saw so many issues where, people aren't, two parts of my channel is the education stuff of life. It's a lot of life skills for technicians, young technicians, and just trying to help them, be able to survive in this industry, because we eat our young. Not being ugly, but we can be a little bit of a a-holes to young technicians in various ways. And so I wanted something out there to tell them, no, this is a good career. go at it. So it was pure, did I think anybody would watch this channel though? No. I figured I'd be thanking, 50 people watching my channel, not 40,000 people later subscribed, which I'm very thankful for, by the way. I just, that's what I wanted, is I wanted to help people that are coming into this industry. I know I ranted for,
Conflict of interest. The Toyota dealer, that's interesting.
I missed the name, but he's talking about if his service writers or if his technicians write a good story, he shares it with the customers.
Yeah.
All of our story is printed on the RO. So everything we type out is printed on the RO, unless there's two separate sections that never get seen by the customer, and we only use them for notes about the customers. Update on scan tools. Nothing's really changed. I don't think I've updated any of them. What's up, Chris? Renegade, yeah, no, it can be fun. Saying it's not always as easy as it looks. Yeah, it's a lot of work doing YouTube. I mean, I could be sitting on my couch right now. Instead, I'm hanging out with Eric and hanging out with y'all. I mean, it's fun, but, I still have to drive home after this. So does he.
Yeah.
Brian, he's been a source of lots of questions. No, they do not make cars hard to work on. They make cars cheap to build. That is the main point of how they design cars. It's designed to be assembled as quickly and cheaply as possible. That's why they do things.
I think there's really only two manufacturers that think of the techs, and I think that's Subaru and Honda.
Okay.
Personally,
he's worked for both companies,
yeah.
So. Bradley asks, is your shop doing digital inspections? No. Boss has talked about it several times, but we haven't done anything, so no. What vehicles won't we work on? Anything older than 05 or 05 and older, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, exotics. No, we do not do. No, we do not do any sort of videos on inspection, other than occasionally with our phones. Do you think YouTubers take away by showing too much? Eric, your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, they'll show you how to do it, and maybe that's a good way to do it. Maybe it's a bad way to do it, but you still got to do it.
Yeah.
And is somebody going to do it? Are they going to make a mistake when they do it? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Information like that should be something that the customer should be able to know. I mean, I think.
Yeah, the information is going to be out there in this day and age no matter what. So might as well, it might as well be out there because it's going to be out there.
I think it'd be really cool if the customer knew, oh, you got to take this off and this off. Yeah, that looked like a pain in the butt. I don't want to do that.
Clay, I appreciate it. Pete asked, what's my favorite truck to work on? Well, it's not my truck. Nothing wrong with my truck. I just don't want to work on my own truck. My preference for what I prefer to work on as far as trucks is Silverados, Suburbans, Tahoes. Do I think cutting off at 05 cuts us down on profit? No. Actually increases it because we can get more of those later model vehicles in. a lot of the problem is we have a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on everything we do. So if all we can get is a POS part for a older car and we have to put it on and it fails 2 months down the road and all we can find is the same part again and put it on and it fails 2 months down the road, we're going to warranty it over and over again, or we're going to refund the customer. And harder to get parts for those vehicles. So
good parts too.
Yeah.
It's like the older a car gets, the worse quality the parts are going to be usually.
Yeah. And we literally do not have enough parking already. Storing cars, waiting a month to get parts is a nightmare.
There's a lot of reasons. I mean,
yeah.
On a very selective basis, we'd probably do something on like a 2002 Accord or 2001 Camry or something like that.
But somebody asked about warranty time versus customer pay at this shop. I assume we get paid customer pay no matter what. If it's a under our warranty, we get paid the same. It doesn't matter.
Warranty times at dealers are weird because a lot of times there's stuff that you can claim in addition to the time that you'll get like off of all data that says this is the warranty time or whatever. Like they have drive-in, drive-out times. There's like specific tests that you add on. It just depends on the manufacturer. But like sometimes the warranty times are a little bit more complicated than just one number.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the new Wagoneer? Haven't even seen it.
You know what? I saw one driving down the street here in camouflage like a month or two ago. I'm assuming it's a Wagoneer. It was a Jeep with like all this swirly black wrap on it. And it was a brand new car with a manufacturer plate on it. I don't know. It's a Chrysler, man. It's not going to be great. Sorry. They look sexy. That new Jeep pickup, oh my God. Every time I see that thing, it's like, why does that have to be a Jeep? It looks so good. I want one so bad if it wasn't a Chrysler.
Yeah, see, I want an old Scrambler.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Honda Doc asks, what do you look at when a new hire applies at your shop? I get to them well after they've done several things, including a personality test, met with the boss, then I get to meet with them. It's all about personality for us. It's all about how they're going to interact with the shop, with everybody else.
It's a team environment.
Yeah, so it's not about, what he can do, what he can't do. It's about how he's going to fit in the shop, because stuff I can teach, other stuff I can't. What car has the most electrical problems? All of them. I mean, add rust, more problems.
Mm-hmm. Flooded cars have the most electrical problems in general.
The old International Harvester trucks were nice.
Bushmills.
Have you tried Bushnells? Yes, I have tried Bushnells. My favorite Irish that I've had so far is Redbreast.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Good source for TV. Aaron, good source for training other than YouTube. WorldPack. Mm-hmm. Talk to Wes.
Yeah. They have video conferences too.
Yeah, they have lunchtime training, a lot of good instructors.
There's also these things that they used to make. I think you can still get them, books.
Yeah.
There's a lot of books on automotive technology, and I highly recommend them.
Yeah.
If you like to read books.
When is Luber Goober coming out of retirement? When I get a good idea to use him. I mean, it hurts for one thing to do his voice, and the other thing is I got to have a good reason to trot him out.
He's like the goofus and gallant.
Yeah. Kind of looks like Burt Reynolds with the beard.
Burt Reynolds.
Who makes a good rotor in general? Akebono. Akebono I've had the least amount of problems with. Was Revel X a waste of money? No. I love my toolboxes. You know, I've got a Revel and I've got a Revel X. I mean, if you can't afford it, you know, instead of buying a Corvette like Glenn, I bought a Revel X and a Revel.
It's all about what you like.
Yeah. Honda Doc, what's your feelings on YouTube viewers visiting your shop? As far as customers, not really what I have to deal with. Viewers coming by doesn't bother me. It's just I may not have a lot of time if they just stop in. You know.
Yeah, he's working.
Yeah. Glenn, I love the fact that I'm living in your brain. Toyota versus Honda. I'm indifferent to that. They're good cars, good trucks. I just think they're boring. You know?
Depends on which Toyota and which Honda.
True.
Really.
I mean, you know, somebody wants to give me the new Supra, I will gladly drive the snot out of that.
I certainly prefer the Ridgeline, or not the Ridgeline, the Tundra and the Tacoma to the Ridgeline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But the Odyssey versus the Sienna, I don't know. I'm going to go with the Odyssey.
Yeah, you know. My wife calls them stretch mark mobiles, and we're not allowed to have any, so. Yes, I have seen the new S2 from Matco. It's a beginner box, designed to be small. I don't know how well it's going to sell.
Sounds perfect for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, remember the old school toolboxes that were smaller?
Oh, yeah.
More you know.
I love those.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of that size.
If Snap-on would come out with like a retro edition, like something like that with the old Snap-on script on there, oh man, I'd be on
just
that.
The collectors would buy these snot out.
That'd be so cool if they came out with something like that. But I don't think they're creative enough. I don't think they understand like how many people actually like that sort of stuff that are out there.
No, there's whole groups dedicated to buying that kind of stuff. The canless, I assume you mean the cartridge filters. Yeah, I've had to I've had to air hammer those housings off. Not making that up. I literally have had to air hammer off. Do I ever use air tools? Use my blowgun today.
Air chisel.
Yeah. No, I air hammer, cut off wheels, blowgun. Basically about it.
I use my Ingersoll Impact a lot, personally.
What would be a good toolbox? Harbor Freight, Husky, Craftsman, any of those good starter boxes are good
Has it
starter
assistant?
Yeah. Those aren't that cheap, though. Those aren't that cheap, though.
It's a terrible starter toolbox. It's only a good toolbox if you know exactly what you're going to put in it.
Why do guys resell used Snap-on for almost retail? Because they can. People will buy it. Because people don't know what it costs.
And it's warranty. They can warranty it out, you know?
Yeah, Snap-on did have some cool special edition Corvette. I had a 57 Bel Air there, Glenn. Jeff, I appreciate it.
Icon is decent for the money.
Yeah.
Are those built in the Far East?
Yes. Yeah.
So you make your choice if you want to buy something built in the Far East, or you built something built in America or Germany.
Yeah.
In my case.
Yeah. That's how I went broke. Oh. Dang. How long have we been? 128 viewers. How long have we been going?
1 hour and 14 minutes.
What's up, Pennsylvania?
PA.
JD, what's going on? Collision center detailer. A friend of mine is a collision center manager.
Detailing. That's a skill right there.
Oh,
That's an
yeah.
art.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Cars with the worst design. Besides the Pontiac Aztec.
it was just ugly. Decent car, it was just ugly.
Yeah, I mean, the design can mean a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Can you explain WorldPack? WorldPack is a wholesale only parts distributor. They sell a lot of OEM parts, actual OEM parts, and OEM supplier-based parts. Basically, the same part you get from the OEM, just in that brand's company box. But they only sell to shops.
How are they related to CarQuest? Do they own them, or does CarQuest own them?
I will give you the history of WorldPack. Used to be its own entity. Then CarQuest, Sloan the second and Sloan the third came in and bought WorldPack for their speed dial system. It was the main reason they bought it. And then CarQuest got bought out by Advance Auto Parts, which now owns all of them. So that's who owns it. Hey guys, do you use a torque wrench on everything, or what's a torque wrench? I don't know.
I got a calibrated elbow right here.
Critical fasteners, torque wrench.
Yeah, if it's light bolts into aluminum, torque wrench.
Okay.
Wheel lug nuts, torque wrench. You know, stuff that's like safety related, torque wrench. You know, if you're just screwing down a bracket to a firewall, no torque wrench.
Yoakum completing the Hyundai Master Tech program. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
What would the next step be? Fix a whole lot of cars?
Hyundai probably has classes throughout the
Yeah.
year that you can be taken. I don't know what their remote learning. Hey, there's Pocahontas. Haven't seen him in a while.
Oh.
You got a haircut.
Yeah, he got a haircut. I was going to say, I was like,
That's the most styling bum I've ever seen. Tool trucks are Harbor Freight. Amazon, baby. Amazon.
He's Amazon.
Give me that next day or same day delivery. Amazon all the way, baby.
WorldPack is available through Advance. I don't know. You have, depending on where their warehouse is based on you, is depending on how fast you get delivery. But yes, any Advance store through the commercial program can get you parts through WorldPack. Oh God, Murano Cabriolet, what a pileup!
That's a rare car, though.
It is rare,
Like
but-
that's. I mean, thankfully, it's a rare car.
Yeah. Ultron, we have Ultron through Napa. Don't use a lot of Napa parts.
Auto camping.
I don't know that one.
I like to go camping.
So do I. Not together. But yeah, it's our local Napa doesn't have a lot of stock of that stuff, so we have to get it from the DC. So I have a standalone set of gauges and I have machines. Generally on an AC repair, I will just use the machine because I want to suck it down, see what's in it, refill it so I know the proper amounts in there. What are your thoughts on that?
I use the machine almost always. I don't have I don't have a set like that with me, and there's a good reason because I don't use it. I mean, you might as well just use the machine, and if those are wrong on the machine, you got bigger problems, you know?
Good and tight.
Guten tight. The old German torque spec.
Do you have any shock it kits yet? They look like they could save a lot of time. No, I don't.
Shock it.
How many 10 millimeter
like-
sockets have I lost over the years? A lot. Unfortunately, right now I keep losing my 13 millimeter quarter-inch impact.
Oh.
It's somewhere in a BMW somewhere. It just went, couldn't find it, took the panels down, it just disappeared.
I used to lose 10 millimeter snap-on impact swivels. And man, that was expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So I got really good at watching that one.
Part number, I have no idea because I threw away the box. Sorry, Glenn, I don't have the part number. I literally just threw the box away. We had a commercial be shot here this last weekend, so I had to clean up. So that's why there's not much up there. But I threw that part away, so I don't have the part number. Yeah, it is hard to diagnose modern AC systems with gauges. Possible, but hard.
Snap-on Solus Edge as a starter scanner.
Decent as long as it is updated to vehicles you will see. Very capable tool. Yeah, but
Autel
yeah.
MK808BT. It's like $400 on Amazon.
Yes, Glenn. I've worked on 1234YF
Today.
Actually, I had
Rewind.
BMW's kicking my butt. I talked about it. 1234YF had a Jeep that was 1234YF. Had a couple Honda products. 1234YF. Guess what? Leaking from not the condenser that's under warranty. AC hoses. Yes. So unfortunately, I have had to deal with 1234YF, and it sucks. It's slow.
AC system that only had 200 psi. That had to it. Maybe the condenser couldn't shed heat fast enough.
Yeah, it takes forever.
Yeah.
It does.
That's the worst. It's such a greedy cash grab too.
All because the patent ran out.
Yeah, and the manufacturers will get like credits for clean vehicles for that.
Chuck, I disagree on temperatures. You need to know what the gauges are doing too. Just because your temperatures are good, actually, the thing about R134A is it'll actually be the coldest when it's undercharged, when it's slightly undercharged. So if you see the best temperatures, it's undercharged.
Not bidirectional, but I don't need that. The shop and people at the shop have much more capable tools that I can borrow.
Yeah, the shop has a Autel Ultra, and I've got many tools.
And there's other ways of doing the test than just like bidirectional control on a lot of things.
Leon, Lon, talking about the other channel. Yes, I have a second channel because I have so much extra time. It's called Creator Hardware, and it's all about, doing this kind of stuff. YouTube, Twitch. It's equipment for YouTube, streaming, stuff like that. So, Creator Hardware, in case you're interested and want to subscribe and view videos. Are we having trouble getting parts? Oh, yeah. Lots of trouble getting parts.
That Ever Given situation did not help.
No. What tool do I recommend for quick readiness monitors? Readiness monitors, stuff like that is... I just realized my cable's broke. For that kind of stuff, I grab the Autel AL319, just a quick little scanner.
Those are good.
Obviously, it will not do brake resets and stuff like that. But the Launch Millennium will. The one of the more basic Autel tools will. Any of those things
for $100.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that those aren't that expensive. I prefer that one, which is like $30, $40, because it's fast. I plug it in, hit the button, can clear codes, and go on my test drive and watch monitors. So, thank you. I appreciate it, Renegade. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah, no. Checking temperature lines is important too. But all information that you can gather from a diagnosis is always going to be helpful. Yeah, it's crazy. What's your coolest tool you have to you? For me, my coolest tool right now is my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K because it's fun to play with, which would be a very expensive camera. But other than that, I mean, I don't know any tool that I just. eScope Elite is an awesome tool.
CD.
Bernie is a wicked smart engineer, way smarter than me. If you want to take a good nap, take his CAN class. The first half you'll get a good nap. The second part of the class is absolutely awesome. But he is wicked smart. So yeah, it's Pico and ATS are just great products. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed the recommendation. I mean, the Mueller cups makes good stuff. Classic BMW guy, I appreciate it. Yes, Renegade, you have been. So I appreciate it. Best James, best battery starting charging system tester for the money.
So the tool so good that I bought one.
This tool from Launch BST 860. This one has the printer. You don't have to get the printer. There's a cheaper model that no printer, but been reliable.
Took me a month to get mine.
Yeah, it's been very reliable because pretty much everybody in the upper shop uses it except Eric because he has his own.
I love it.
Yeah,
great.
It's literally everybody in the shop uses that tool because anytime we do a PTI, we have to do a battery test, and the upper shop's battery tool got taken downstairs, so everybody uses mine. How much is gas down there? I'm dying in Philadelphia. It's expensive. It was $65 to fill my truck up. I don't remember what it is per gallon, but
I paid $8 to fill up my motorcycle the other day.
with Milwaukee tools, when do you charge them? What level do you get them before you start charging them? When the battery's at 1 bar, I charge them. When it starts blinking at me, I unplug it, put a new battery on it.
When the snap-on flashes red on the LED.
Yeah. Independent or dealership, which better to work at? Eric, you've worked at both. Why don't you take that one?
It depends on if you want to learn one line really well, dealership's great. Now, you got to find the right dealership. You got to go to some place where people look pretty happy. Do your research first. I mean, the same goes for independent shop as well. But if you want a good breadth of knowledge, independent's great. One thing that maybe the dealer has over the independent as far as learning goes is a lot of times education and classes are a lot more accessible, and maybe with some manufacturers you can stay up with the latest technology a little bit faster than you can in an independent. But as far as like money goes and quality of life, a good independent is like keynote. It's the best.
Somebody asked what state we're in. Georgia.
Not the country Georgia, the state Georgia. ASC certs?
Huh?
Eh?
Appreciate Red, White, North. What brand do I recommend? I've got the OTC OTC one for programming. Glenn asking about programming chargers, and I've got the Snap-on. I'm pretty sure the Snap-on is made by Schumacher, who also makes the OTC one, which has been good. But Chlor also has come out with the one that has been highly rated as well. So Schumacher or Chlor. What are your thoughts on ASE? It's the only validation system we have, so we might as well support it. It has its issues, as it does every system does, but I think it's a important thing to have.
And if your employer doesn't pay you back for them, or maybe give you a raise after you've done all of them, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because that's not a place you want to work.
Yeah. Where are you at in Georgia? We're in Atlanta.
ATL, baby.
More specifically, Buckhead. Number 4, Phillips in automotive? No. Not that I can say I have.
Isn't that the size of the Honda brake rotor?
No. That's actually between a number 2 and number 3. Cindy, how you going? Cigar time will be here shortly when we end the stream. What do you recommend for a decent DVOM? Fluke, you can never go wrong with. What is it? Auto Test Solutions, I think it is. A lot of theirs are rebranded by Snap-on. I do have one of theirs. But, you know, a used Fluke will work for years.
Those are great. I have an Astro AI, and I like it. It's fine. It does the job that I need it to do.
Do I wish there was a certain battery power tool Milwaukee would make? Yeah, air hammer. Yes, that is a advantage of dealers, is there's always warranty and recalls. Sorry. The problem is it doesn't always stay there. So it is, you got to find a good, busy independent shop. If the thing about an independent shop is they'll be busy year round. There's never a time at this shop that I'm not somewhat busy. I mean, no, am I always slammed? No. But you're always going to have stuff to do. Do y'all work on diesels? No.
Reluctantly.
Yeah, that's because you have one Audi that comes in that somehow snuck in.
It's Tom Petty's biggest fan.
If you didn't do automotive work, what would you do? At this point, YouTube creator. You know, you can't go back and change anything in life, so it is what it is. I like fixing cars, so I keep fixing cars. Eric, are you any?
I was a software engineer briefly in the late 90s, and the reason that I'm doing this is because I didn't like that. If people would pay me to fish, though, I think that'd be pretty good.
Hey, if I can figure out how to smoke cigars and drink whiskey.
I don't know, anything's possible.
Yeah. Would I recommend to my specific children? No.
Depends on the personality.
But that's not because I wouldn't recommend this. That's not because I wouldn't recommend this profession. My kids are my kids, and one of them is going for a chemistry degree, probably a doctorate. So obviously she has no interest in fixing cars. And my son probably wouldn't have the attention span to do this kind of thing. He's, much more current generation than I would like, but he's very smart. Just, I don't think he would be a good fit for this industry. But he can be whatever he wants to be. Learning the politics in a dealership is just as important. Yeah. Do you see more younger guys in this field or older guys? Well, in my little bubble, he's the old guy next to me, and he's younger than I am. So it's all young guys.
Barely younger.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cole's like 20-something, Aaron's like 20-something. Pete, appreciate it. Have a good one. learn all you can, Fresnel. That's the big thing. The more you know, the more you can do, the more you can make, the more you'll advance. It's as simple as that. Knowledge is power no matter what.
It takes time. It takes time to learn everything you're going to need to know.
Yep.
It's like, it's not just one job. It's a bunch of jobs all combined into this one job.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about as you progress in your career, you'll pick up this skill, which will make you a little better at this job, which will make you a little better at this job. And it's a leapfrog. It's constantly adding little improvements to your skills. How do you keep other techs happy as the shop foreman? Oh, I beat them. We all have those cars that just kick our butts. We all need a break from those kind of cars. So I always try to, when anybody's struggling, anybody's not making hours, I try to assign cars that will help get them out of that trend. Oh, well, this one came in for a pre-sold transmission service. Here you go, Eric. Oh, you're getting your butt kicked on this one. Here's the timing belt. That's what I try to do. It's not. I don't want anybody accuse me of ever favoring anybody. I screw everybody equally, including myself. But that's the thing is I always try to look at what's going on with their week, and if they're having an issue, I want to help it. Would you ever be a service advisor? I have been a service advisor. I don't recommend it because you have to talk to people. I don't like people. He's had to talk to people too.
Yeah. Sometimes people are okay, but sometimes people are not okay. And, if I could only talk to okay people, service advisor would be a great job. But unfortunately, there's that percentage of time where you do. And that's just not worth it to me. I don't need that sort of stress in my life. I'd rather a car kick my ass than a customer.
Service advisors make more than techs. Would that be a better position in automotive? Are you a really good salesman?
Do you like working 6 days a week for
at a
14 hours a day?
Yeah, at a dealership, that's what you're going to do. Also, you're going to have to be a good salesman because it is a 100% sales position.
It's a extremely disciplined profession if you're going to be really good at it.
Is there a quick way to determine if the car has an aux evaporator? Yeah, if you see lines going to the back of the car. Easiest way is look at the model and the label under the hood, and it'll tell you if it has a rear evap, or at least tell you if it has a possibility of having a rear evap.
A lot of times the controls inside the vehicle will tell you too. Gainesville. What part of Lake Lanier?
Yeah, body guys can make good money. So can paint guys. Advisors, they take the brunt of a lot of things, and it's easy for advisors to have their pay plans. And you think at a dealership, pay plans change often?
Oh my God.
Salesmen's pay plans will change almost weekly. And that program that you were almost about to make all the money on, yeah, we changed it, like 2 hours ago because you were about to beat it.
Yeah. Usually at Highline dealers, they keep them pretty stable.
Yeah. That's one of the things to look at a dealership is if service writers have only been there for a couple months, chances are they've got some issues. Do we have Christian Brothers? Not anywhere around here.
We don't have Whataburger either. Whataburger.
Yeah, Whataburger is one of the reasons why my wife was looking forward to going to Texas, because she's from Texas, loves Whataburger. Hey, Mark, I've dealt with some Christian Brothers when I worked for Challenger Lifts. I got cussed out by the shop owner of a Christian Brothers because I was disabling his hack safety devices on Challenger lifts, and then had the vice president of sales call the president of Christian Brothers, and got apologized to. So yeah.
Those are all franchises, though, aren't they? They're all sort of like independently run.
Yes, they are. They're franchises. What was the shortest time that a tech was hired left the shop? A day? Not this shop, another shop. I mean, literally, he showed up, didn't even really work the whole day. He showed up late, screwed around, and then packed his stuff up and left. But he was carrying stuff in.
John Ossoff comes here.
Yeah. Yes, actually, we've got a couple TV personalities, a bunch of people that work for The Walking Dead, political people. Yes, my wife is currently in San Antonio along with my kids.
Whataburger in Jacksonville. You're going to tell me they got an In-N-Out, too.
Yeah, no. Whataburger is slowly moving over. I don't like Whataburger, so it doesn't bother me.
They got good breakfast burritos, or at least
I've never had their breakfast burritos,
Yeah.
but well, good. I'm glad, GB. Let's see. All right, it's almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think it's about time to go home. I got to take care of some dogs, so appreciate it. Thanks to Eric for coming in and talking to y'all. So
Thanks for all your questions.
yeah, Nick, the Mercedes-Benz dealer down the road will be happy to look at that car for you. Yeah, Thomasville is a little far away from Atlanta. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.